Okay, so your piece is fascinating. I really appreciate that when you present this model, you actually provide the data and your reasoning to back up the model. We're not seeing that much from politicians. Here's my question to you, though. You stress how important it is to do these tests on random samples of population in the United States. How is this done? In a practical sense, how is this carried out?
I mean, this is actually done all the time. We do all kinds of population level surveys. Our polls are a good example, national polls. So what you do is once you draw the sample, you get permission from people to talk to them. In this case, what you'd need is a test, just a finger prick test. And the key thing is that the testing that we've done so far has focused on whether or not you have the virus actively in you. The test that we need is whether you have an antibody to the virus. The reason why that's important is that there's a lot of people who have been infected that have recovered, and if you're just looking for the active virus, you'll miss them. And this is why this is to my mind the fundamental uncertainty. We don't know how many people have got the disease and were cured from it or cleared it, just like as if it were a cold. When we know there's a lot of them, but we don't know how many. And so when you calculate the case fatality number, it's the 2% or the 4% number, you count the number of deaths on top and the total number of people infected on the bottom. But you don't want only the active infections. You want the people who are also cured, or else you're overestimating. You need everybody in the denominator, not just the people who currently have the disease.
Right. And,
Um,
and I think that's the underpinning of some of these other models, why so many Americans, including myself, question the predictions or the projections from the other models, because it's based on, these case fatality calculations that are very obviously inaccurate because we simply don't have the data. So these antibody tests, and I want to get more specific about this because I think this is what the Trump administration, governors, especially governors who've shut down their states, like here in California or in New York or in Illinois or in Ohio, this is what governors should be doing as well. These antibody tests, how easy is it to deploy this test in the population? How many people would need to get involved in this, and how quickly could we get results from this?
so I'm actually working with my colleagues to try to do this kind of testing in Santa Clara County, and potentially we have some agreements with other broader populations. I can't say it's easy to do because any study you run is going to. It's just that's what I do for a living. It takes a lot of work and time, but it's definitely possible, and it's possible to do it. I think relatively quickly. I think the first antibody tests were approved in the United States. I think about 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, for use. And the labs that are producing them are just coming online now. We're seeing just a big number. I think people can order them for their home use now. There's no reason we shouldn't be doing this.